Hello everyone, welcome to this demo today. I would be presenting an SPFx web part sample to display current users' OneDrive files. A little bit about myself, I am Siddharth Vaghasia and I am an independent consultant. I am a Microsoft MVP and a proud M365 community contributor. These are some of the social handles through which you can connect with me. So you can find the link to this web part at this particular link. First, let's see the driving factor. Okay, so the driving factor was obviously this was for one of the customer who wanted an web part to display files as a part of their internet landing page for the current logged in user, but they were supposed to display OneDrive files. Okay, so probably when it was developed, it was part of internet landing page, but I probably think this can also be used as a Viva connection web part. This is a way to show personalized content for the current logged in user and to explore OneDrive Graph API and its usage within this. So we are using OneDrive Graph API to get the current logged in user files and everything and then display it. Moving ahead, summaries are some of the features of the web part. As I said, it displays current logged in users OneDrive file. The folders and files are browsable. It means we would be able to drill down to the folders, and if it is a file, it takes us directly to the particular file by using the URL. Then it also supports display most of the known file types. I tried to add as many non-extension files to display the icons, but if some icons are missing, it can be easily extended. Then there is a breadcrumb which will allow us to basically navigate between the folders the way we have this functionality in our OneDrive application. Then we have facility to sort the files based on name and modified date column, which is important. And there is a way to configure this web part by which we can choose the field which we wanted to display on the web part, like name, modified date, modified by, file size, and sharing. And also there is an option to make the web part link clickable to send the end user to actual OneDrive URL. So this was these are the main of the features which you will see in the demo. So I will just go to demo. I'll refresh the page. So this is the web part which we are seeing. And if you see, these are my OneDrive files which is there. To confirm that these are OneDrive files, I'll go to my OneDrive URL where you can see the similar list of files, and most probably I have tried to replicate the same look and feel. And you can drill down to the folders. Within folders, if it is a file, you click on it, it will take you to that particular file. You can use the breadcrumb to navigate to different folders and the root files. Then you can sort by name and modified. Also, you can see that there are different types of icons which are being supported, different types of files. Okay. Coming to the configuration, if we go to the configuration, the web part title is configurable, so you can configure this, and I am using PNP reusable control to use this web part title, and there you can choose the fields which you wanted to display onto the web part. Okay. The reason behind giving this as a configurable would be probably we might need this web part on an internet landing page. We just wanted to display a single column. This would be an example of that. Like if you see the same web part is being added to a landing page where it just display one column and nothing else. So it would be easy to configure this. And this option is basically to whether you wanted to make this link hyperlink or not. If it is on, it will take the user to OneDrive of the particular user. So yeah, a simple web part, but probably quite useful when we wanted to use this kind of web parts to give a personalized feel to the end user on our internet landing page or probably Viva connection. Going to the code, this is an SPFx code structure, which is a typical code structure which we have. In our OneDrive webpart.ts file, we have all the configurable properties which I have mentioned. I'm using graph client factory to basically initialize the to get data from the graph, so to avoid the authentication and everything, because it is out of the box supported within our SharePoint framework. Then once we go to the main web part, when component file, where in the render method we have a link control which will basically display the web part title based on the configuration. Either it would be a link or it would be just a title. Then a spinner to just display loading messages when we are navigating through folders and getting data. And then there is a custom component called OneDriveTable, which I have created, which would be having the actual logic to display all the files within that. And it also has an error message, for example, particularly if there is an error while getting data from the Graph API or anything, it will basically display error there. Okay, so coming to the OneDrive table. OneDrive table is a component wherein we are passing the data and everything to the component based on the current folders and everything. Then if we see, these are the typical methods to sort data depending on what the current sorting parameter is. And this is the table cell click event handler, a callback method to get the new files as soon as a folder is been created within that particular file. Right, and same goes for the breadcrumb. So as soon as the breadcrumb is clicked, it basically gets the current folder hierarchy and makes a drive API call. Before going to the table container and everything, I just wanted to walk you through methods wherein we are getting the data. So it would be in the main component file. So in the component it mount, this particular method is to get the URL of the current user's OneDrive, and then it would be used to add it to the web part title. And this method is basically to actually call the Graph API. The endpoint would be something /me/drive root, and the folder path would be a dynamic folder path depending on the user selection. And by default, if it is empty, it is going to go and get all the files at the root. And if the particular folder is selected, it will go and get files from the children. So this would be a typical path of any folder if you wanted to get data. And if it is a subfolder, it would be something like this, the way the data would be get. So basically what we have to maintain as a part of our state is the current selected folder path. And this method takes up from dynamically getting data within that particular folder. Coming back to the component, I have two components. One is the header component, which takes care of displaying the header within the table, and the body component, which takes care of rendering the table body and the table row. And this is a typical list view which we would use. Okay, but to explore material UI within this, I am using material UI component to see that how things would look like, and just to explore material UI within our SPFx web part. Definitely we could use Office UI Fabric, wherein we have similar list view controls and everything. Right. Other than that, just one thing which I would like to highlight is, as we are using Graph API, this web part would require two permissions, which would be file read and file.read all, which would be a dedicated permission as we are getting the files from the current logged in user. And the icons are being, I'm using SVGs. So all the supported icons are being stored as a part of the web part, and then is being referred into the CSS files. Okay. So yeah, a simple SPFx web part, which will explore the usage of OneDrive Graph API, and can be used as landing page and Viva connection. That's it from my side. Thanks, David. Over to you.
Thanks, Siddharth. Really good job. You said a couple times it's simple, but sometimes simple is powerful. And that's what you've done here. Really appreciate the effort in making it feel out of the box, but also dynamic, where you could use it in that full width section, single column section, or the sidebar, making it very dynamic and utilitarian. So excellent job.